juvenile female, unresponsive. 2 adult females, major injuries to the head.
All of a sudden, I remember Dad saying, "Watch out."
The next thing I remember, I'm waking up and my face is completely smashed up against the windshield.
I was in a state of shock because I was dying in the vehicle.
I looked to my left, and I remember Jen laying limp in her seat.
The day began celebrating Josh's baseball tournament win and Jen's first choir concert. In a split second on the drive home, it would become their worst day.
The accident happened on this stretch of road less than a mile from the Barracks home. The family was told the driver was going nearly 80 miles an hour at the time, and no one remembers what happened next.
The entire family sustained life-threatening injuries and were rushed to 4 different hospitals. Jen wasn't expected to make it through the night.
Jennifer had a traumatic brain injury, and it was a global injury all through her brain.
In the days, weeks, and months when the Barracks couldn't care for themselves, family and friends pitched in, using the power of prayer, they say, to cope, hold on to hope, and deal with the anger. Doctors didn't expect Jen to recover at all. She was in a coma for 5 weeks, and her mom says the times she did respond were not encouraging.
We'd see half an eye for a little bit. It wasn't like she just woke up and could talk to us.
When Jen finally emerged from the coma, loved ones say she was singing gospel songs and reciting prayers as clear as she had before the accident.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
Defying the odds and surprising everyone, including doctors, Jen has learned to walk again, talk, and read.
He chose for us. That's really good.
In the months before the accident, Jen kept a spiritual journal, writing about wanting to be different and wanting to make a difference. Entries Jen says she now embraces as someone who lived to tell her story. She and her mom lead and speak at prayer groups, and Jen's mom has written a book about their ordeal.
And I know I'm different, and I'm okay with that.
Back at home, dinner has spilled over into a card game. Everyday moments that are now extraordinary.
I know it is still hard. We all struggle in different ways, but I feel like it has also too bonded us as a family, which I am very thankful for that.
Hi, I'm Andy Barrick. I'm Jen and Josh's dad, and I just want to take a moment to talk to you about choices that you have and choices that you make in your life. We were coming home from church on a Sunday night, about 8:30 in the evening, and out of nowhere, a young man ran over top of us, over our family van. He was going over 80 miles an hour, and he hit us. The impact was 125 miles per hour. He dropped the engine out of his truck and literally ran over top of us. And you know, he was drinking all day. He was trying to fill his life with the things that don't matter. He was actually smoking marijuana. He was discouraged and depressed over a breakup with his girlfriend. And he went to fill the pain with those things. And I just want to tell you, you know, the choices that he made that night affected so many people. And I want you to think about the choices you have. I'm asking you not to drink and drive. I'm asking you not to do drugs and drive. Matter of fact, don't even get in a car with someone who's been doing that, because it could dramatically affect other people's lives and your life. We were scattered to 4 different hospitals. We didn't go home for over 3 months as a family. And life was really, really hard because of the choices of someone else. An interesting thing about our story is the drunk driver himself, when he hit us and ran over top of us, his truck went airborne and he went out through his own windshield, and he's been basically a vegetable for 13 years now. And you don't want that for your life, and you don't want that for your family's life. So please, please think before you make choices, and think about how it could affect others and those around you. You know, we're making this video as a family because we want you to know that your life is special, that there's a plan for your life. And I know a lot of you have dreams and aspirations, and we just want you to know from the Barrick family that We're here to support and help you. We want you to make right choices so you can be all that you can be and fulfill all of your dreams.
Hi, I'm Jen, and this is my mom here, Linda, and I just want to encourage you today just not to blend in. You were born to stand out. Yes. And your identity is not in what you look like or how smart you are. Jen reminds me of that all the time, that we are all special and different and unique, and we just want to encourage you today. Jen does still struggle with her short-term memory, and her vision is still impaired, and so she can't drive a car, but she is so joyful. And you'll see I kind of give her cues, and we never know what she's going to say for sure, but she loves to give hope to people. And so we just want to encourage you today. And Jen, what all did you have to relearn? Because doctors said you'd never walk or talk again, and you're doing all kinds of things.
Thank you. Yes, well, I did. I had to relearn how to do everything. How to walk, how to talk, how to read, how to write, how to get dressed, how to swallow, how to brush my teeth, everything that we do on a daily basis.
We have been going to a lot of brain therapy, and what have we learned how your brain...
We learned that your brain believes whatever you tell it.
Whatever you speak out loud. And Jen has always spoken positive. It's just amazing. And you'll wake up and say, I'm going to have a great day. Or the days you feel ugly, what do you say?
I can't be ugly. I'm one of a kind.
She'll say, there's no one like me. Or if she feels fat, you'll say,
I'm just the right size for my destiny.
Yeah. And so she just encourages herself and says positive. And I just encourage you to try it. If you say, I'm going to have a great day, and if you're looking for positive, you're speaking life to yourself and to others. And that's truly where the healing begins, when you can look, who can I help?
Yes.
Who can I encourage? And Jen, I know you do that every day. You look for who could you encourage and help. Jen, one day you were looking in the mirror, and what were you doing?
Yes, I was counting my scars. I wanted to know how many I had. And it was really cool though, because when I found out the number, I realized, our scars don't define us. There is purpose through everything that you go through. And I want to encourage you never to give up.
And Jen, your scars tell a story.
Yes.
You have a story that no one else has. And everyone listening, you have a story that no one else has. And your story makes you stronger. The things you go through, scars show that you survived and that you lived. And you can help others through the things you go through. And truly, that's where healing starts. There's always someone else that's hurting worse than you. There's always someone else who maybe needs a friend.
Yes.
I think depression is huge today. Jen gets letters from girls all the time, from teen girls that are depressed and suicidal. And so often you might feel alone, or that no one understands. And there is always hope.
Always
you're not alone.
Yes.
And you can actually just ask for help for someone at the school. Maybe there's a counselor at the school that could help you.
Or a teacher.
And a teacher. And you can look for who could you help? Who needs a friend? Who needs encouragement? Who could you do an act of kindness for? And reach out and help. And another thing I've learned, Jen, from watching you, is that healing begins when you choose forgiveness.
Yes.
And it was about 8 years ago that Jennifer was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And we found out that the cancer was because of all the CT scans that she had had on her head. And as her mom, I just went to a really dark place again, and I started to just get really angry, because I felt like Jen was suffering still because of the sin and the bad choices of someone else. And maybe today you're watching this and you can relate to that. You may feel like you suffer every day because of the poor choices that someone else has made. And I just want to encourage you, the one thing I've learned is that when we are bitter and when we hold on to bitterness, it's a cancer of the soul. And it spreads, and it doesn't hurt the other person, it only hurts you. And so the sooner we choose to forgive, the sooner we can be free to help others. And Jen, when you found out you had cancer, you said that you wanted to write Corey, the drunk driver, a letter and tell him that you forgive him. And it's so powerful. I'm going to ask you to read it.
Of course. So I wrote the drunk driver, "Dear Corey, my name is Jennifer Barrick. I don't know if you know who I am, but I am a 28-year-old girl who prays for you every day. I am asking God to heal you so that you can talk and walk again. I have a brain injury because you were drinking and driving, and I have suffered a lot too. Even though I have disabilities and struggle every day, I am helping others in ways I never dreamed possible. I want you to know that I have forgiven you. I can't explain it, but I have a special love for you. I will continue to pray for you daily."
So truly, the healing begins in your own life, with your own story, when you can choose forgiveness and when you can look beyond yourself and realize there's people that need help, people that you could encourage to not give up, to keep going on one more day. And we're just so grateful that we could share Jen's story with you.
Hey everyone, my name is Josh Barrick. I'm the fourth member of the Barrick family. And I hope throughout this video you've been able to hear our heart and hear the message that we're trying to say to you guys. And that first point is, please, please, please do not drink and drive. Don't hop into a car with your friend who is drinking and driving. You may say, it's just down the road. I'm fine, I'll be okay. I'm embarrassed, I don't want to ask anybody to take me home from the party. No, it is not worth it. Sleep at your friend's house, call somebody up. Again, that choice is not worth it. And speaking of choices, I also want to talk about the choices that you make and the idea of forgiveness along with your choices. You know, we make thousands upon thousands of choices within our lives, and choices matter. If I was with you today, or if we were in the classroom, or we were having a one-on-one conversation, I would ask you, what do you want to do with your life? What are your goals? What are your dreams? I know some of you may say, I want to be a professional athlete, or I want to be a businessman and start my own business. Maybe I got some doctors, some nurses that are watching. You name it, whatever career that you would want to do. And I would sit along with you and I'd be like, that's amazing, that is awesome. Then I would also say, do you know that one wrong choice, that one choice could take those dreams and could wash them away forever? Man, I know when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, I didn't think like that. I lived 1 second, one day at a time, just doing whatever. And I'm not saying don't enjoy high school, don't enjoy, growing up, being a teenager. Man, those are the best years. But I want you guys to really think that the choices that you make today could affect the rest of your life. And knowing that your choices matter. They don't only affect you, but they can affect everyone around you. And maybe you have dealt with that when we're talking about this idea of forgiveness. Maybe you were on the wrong end of somebody's selfish choice. I don't have to explain this to you guys, because you know that pain and that hurt that somebody else caused you. And I'm not trying to dive into your business right now. I just know and want to be able to relate with you guys so that you feel that and how you felt, and you know that that sucks. And then for you to recognize that you have the ability either to make a choice that makes someone feel that way, that can hurt people, or you have the ability to make a choice that can lift people up and push them to achieve and be able to aspire to reach their goals and their dreams. So I just want you guys to think about that today. Think about the choices that you have to make, and knowing that we want you guys to achieve everything that your heart desires in any goal or any aspiration that you have. And knowing that your choices matter. Think before you act. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.